why I do not drive an automobile anymore and why I do not really care if I do. Now, let me rephrase that. Let me say, I don't mind driving an automobile. Like, I don't mind going to rent an automobile and then going to take a trip to the beach every once in a while or something like that. But to own an automobile is something that I don't care about anymore. Okay? Luckily, I'm in good enough health where I could walk as much as I want and not really have any effects, at least at this point in my life. Okay, I walk now since I've moved here. I walk anywhere from 10 to 15,000 steps a day, and sometimes even up to 20,000 steps a day. And that's just running errands, going to pick things up, or going to get food. I live a very minimalistic life, which means I basically only buy what I really need now. I only have so much clothes. I basically live out of a suitcase. I have my own place to live, but it already comes with all the utilities paid. I get heat, air condition, electricity, cable, everything free. Well, goes with the rent. So I basically live very minimalistically, and I buy my food day by day. I can use the kitchen when I want. I got washing machines, everything. But I basically planned my life to live minimalistically. First of all, I'm retired, so that's very important when you're retired, to learn how to use your money wisely and to spend it wisely. And one of the best things that I could do is get rid of my automobile. Okay, I do not miss my automobile at all. First of all, there are a lot of reasons why not driving is very beneficial for me. Okay, I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I'm just saying that I do not need an automobile. I'm fine just the way I am. All right, let me tell you, if you really look at it and you buy a vehicle these days, and a vehicle will cost you about $25,000, and that's for a cheap vehicle. All right. If you buy a cheap vehicle for about $25,000 these days, from which I heard they're even more expensive now since the tariffs came into place. Thank you, Mr. Trump. They're even more expensive now. But let's say if you went and paid cash for a vehicle, I can buy a car. I know there are a lot of people who say, "Oh, well, the reason why you don't have an automobile is because you can't buy a car. You don't have enough money." Yeah, I got enough money. I got enough money to pay a down payment on a car if I want, no problem. But I just don't want to. Okay? And there's a lot of reasons. Let me get back to what I was just talking about. Let's say if you did buy an automobile, $25,000. And that's a cheap vehicle nowadays, right? If you could even get one for that much anymore, I'm not even sure. Last vehicle I bought was a good 12 years ago. But let's say you buy that for $25,000 and you own that thing for about 10 to 15 years, which is basically how long most vehicles will last you, if you're lucky. Now, within that time frame, you have already put, just within tires, oil changes, breakdowns, brakes, regular maintenance on a vehicle, you have already probably put into it about 15 to 20 grand just with regular maintenance after about 10 to 15 years. So which means you're also paying twice the price of the vehicle that you bought, plus insurance, plus DMV fees, all that sort of stuff that you have to pay for a vehicle. Now, this all started with me. I wasn't planning that. A long time ago when I was planning my retirement, I was basically planning my retirement as I'm going to get a vehicle, I'm going to get myself an apartment and all that sort of stuff. But then when I would take trips to Europe, I had to use public transportation. So I would hop on a train to go to a place that I wanted. I would be in Rome. Let's say if I was out in Italy, I would be on the outskirts of Rome, out along the coast, and I would have to hop on a bus to get into the city. And I found it very liberating, very cool. I could get around easily. I didn't have to pay much money. I paid $3 to $4 to get into the city. And I spent the whole day just walking around the city, enjoying the sights and stopping in cafes and going to get a good bite to eat somewhere. And you catch a lot more when you're just walking around. You see a lot more around you. You have a better time. You also meet people on a regular basis. You talk and have conversations with people, the people who are sitting next to you. So I started to enjoy that. And I would, let's say if I went to another place on a vacation. One time I had went to one of the Greek islands, and I would take buses there and local transportation there to go to other, and I found it really cool. And I thought, why buy a vehicle? Just move after you retire, move and don't even buy a vehicle. Sell your vehicle and just walk around. You're healthy enough, walk around, enjoy your life, take a slow day, enjoy all the sights, meet new people, and you're spending a lot less than you would on gas anyway. Because one thing, gas is even more expensive over here than anything. I would say everything is cheaper except for gas and electronics out here. If you buy a computer or something, I would say it's more money out here, and the automobiles are more money, and gas, I would say, is more money here. But I learned to live without all that, and I don't miss it at all. I mean, I don't really care about having an automobile. I get in plenty of steps. All the calories I burn out. Whatever I eat, I burn out just by walking. I do all my errands. Today I gotta go downtown. I gotta get some money out of the bank, and then after that, I'm gonna go get a haircut. I'm gonna go pick up some pants that I have dry clean, and then I'm gonna walk to my home after and drop it off. And I gotta walk up a hill. I walk because where I live basically up a hill that you gotta go into a little village up on top of the city. And I have no problem with that. I have no problem. Even if it rains, I still go out with an umbrella if I want. And in some cases, if it's not raining hard, I just walk in the rain. It doesn't even bother me. I do not miss having an automobile at all. I do not plan on buying another automobile ever again. I really don't. As long as I'm healthy and strong and can walk, I'm gonna walk because I enjoy my life a lot more this way. When you drive a vehicle, first of all, you have to drive with all the crazy, you have to put up with all the crazy drivers, the aggressive drivers. You have to constantly pay auto insurance that keeps on going up. Even if you don't have an accident, you still gotta pay auto insurance. The brakes go down. The oil changes. Sometimes if you have a major problem with your vehicle, I mean, water pump goes out, right? I mean, it's just a constant barrage of more and more money that you have to deal with. Luckily, I'm very grateful that I'm in a position where I don't need that. I don't need an automobile. I'm very grateful. I know there are a lot of people who really need the automobile to get to work or whatever. I'm very grateful. I'm retired. I don't need an automobile, and I don't ever plan to get another automobile again. Peace.